Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to the Cincinnati Reds rebuild here on MLB The Show 22. In the last episode, if you did miss it, we did the postseason. We made the postseason for the first time in the series after two failed seasons previously. In the third year, we finally made the postseason, and we made it to the NLDS. Had to take on the Atlanta Braves. Put up a good fight. Took it to 5 games. Which is in the NLDS, the final game of the series, and we could not get it done. We lose on the road in Atlanta. The Braves went on to the NLCS, got beat by the Dodgers, and the Dodgers ended up going to the World Series and getting beat by the Astros. So Astros are your World Series champions for this year, just like in real life. And we will move on to the offseason, but there are some pretty big things to take care of in this offseason episode because we have no manager. Joe Maddon retired after the end of the season, so he was our manager for 2 years. He decided to retire, and we have to figure out our next manager of the Cincinnati Reds. So that is going to be priority number 1, is to figure out that. Priority number 2 is to figure out what we do with Josh Bell. That is priority number 2 because his contract is up. As you can see right here, he is a exclusive free agent. We could bring him back, but he's 32. He had a decent season, but he was hurt. He was hurt for a little bit of it. And his production has fallen since coming over here. So, I mean, he's just not... He's not the guy that I want him to be, and I don't think he's our guy. I don't think he's the guy that we need to bring back. Unfortunately, we can't trade him unless we sign him to a contract. So I think we have to do a little bit of a sign-in trade, which we have to make sure that the first baseman that we get back is under contract as well. And this early into the offseason, not many first basemen that we're going to want are under contract. So we're going to have to wait a little bit. But I do reluctantly think we need to sign him and trade him away. So managers for hire. Dave Roberts, actually the manager of our Chicago Cougars series on the main channel. So if you want to go check that out, he's the manager over there. I don't think we go with Dave Roberts, although he is only 46, but a lot of people are going to be in on him, so we're going to have to pay him a lot of money if we do want him. We might need to go with somebody different. Maybe Alex Munoz, Nick Perry could be good. He's only 42. That could be an interesting one. You got Joe McEwen, who's 51. We definitely don't want a guy who is like over 50, I would say, unless it's somebody you can't pass up on. So I'm thinking maybe Nick Perry is the guy. He gives us +3 stealing, +3 arm strength, +2 clutch, and +1 walks per 9. What does Joe McEwen give us? +2 clutch, drag bunting. All right, I like Nick Perry. I think we're gonna go with him. If we go with him, then we hopefully don't have to outbid anybody because everybody's gonna be going for the higher coaches like Dave Roberts and stuff. So if we offer him $14 million's a lot. For a manager, we'll go 14.5. That bumps it up a little bit. So we'll give him that offer. Hopefully he accepts that. We're not going to rebrand the team. We're the Cincinnati Reds. We're the oldest team in MLB history. Do we tender the qualifying offer? A 1-year, $19.2 million? Yeah, let's tender it. He has until November 15th to accept this offer. We will do that, and we'll just let Kenley Jansen walk, I think. We'll just let Kenley Jansen walk. And let's get into the offseason. Nick Perry has accepted the manager job, so we have a manager now. Nick Perry, he's only 42 years old. He is getting himself a big-time opportunity. I hope he can do it. I don't want to fire him. I was hoping I could re-sign him to a new contract, but it looks like we'll just have to wait. All right. We've got our new manager. We have to wait on Josh Bell. So it looks like Juan Soto re-signed with the Washington Nationals for a 9-year, $295 million contract. Jose Altuve re-signs with the world champion Astros for 5 years, $71 million. And this is the last day to tender a qualifying offer. All right, we've tendered the offer. We're not going to tender Kenley Jansen. That's just a waste of money at this point. And now free agency opens. Walker Buehler is here. Shane Bieber is here. Carlos Correa. Pete Alonso, the polar bear. Willy Adames would be awesome to have. This is a really, really good free agency class, and it's making me want to spend some money, which is not always a good thing. I don't know if we should spend all of our money in free agency, but getting the guy like Walker Buehler would be really, really good. Walker Buehler, did he have the crazy year? Yeah, this is the 18-2 Walker Buehler year. So, I mean, we'd have to give up a draft pick, but we were just in the playoffs. And to get a guy like Walker Buehler would be fantastic. Shane Bieber didn't even really have that great of a year. Coming off of a 15-11 season, he went 11-12. So, if I'm going to choose anybody, I'm going to choose Walker Buehler, obviously, but we'd have to go up against the Dodgers. Who else is here? Relief pitchers, we definitely want to bring in a relief pitcher, maybe. Closing pitcher, I would like to upgrade my closing pitcher. I don't really believe in Alexis Diaz that much, so I would like to upgrade him, but I don't see an option there. Catcher, Francisco Mejia is here. Carson Kelly, Yasmani Grandal. There's Josh Bell. Not really a whole lot else at first base. Second base, you've got Brandon Lau, who I do like. He's 30 years old. Gleyber Torres, Max Muncy. Third base has got Eugenio Suarez, which is cool because he's a former Red. So that could be an interesting dynamic, bringing him back. But he's older too, so I don't know if that's really the best option to bring him back, even though he's older. How did he do this year? Let's check. That's Yohan Moncada. How did Suarez do? He had 26 home runs, 60 RBIs. Not really feeling it. Carlos Correa obviously would be amazing, but the Twins are re-signing him. Willy Adames would be awesome too. He's only 29, and we know what he did against us in the final game of the regular season. So, I mean, we are familiar with Willy Adames, that is for sure. In left field, you've got Tyler O'Neill, Austin Meadows, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. There's Joey Gallo, former Cincinnati Red. Didn't work out for him. Center field's not really anybody there. Brett Phillips is 30 years old. Franmil Reyes, the Franimal. All right, so we're going to have to make some decisions. We are going to have to make some decisions. We also have to keep in mind that we have to bring back these guys. We have to offer the contracts to these guys, which are going to be costly in the end. So let's take a look at our budget. So we have about $18 million, right? Before, or if, that's if he accepts, right? Or $28 million, okay. So we have about $28 million if Josh Bell accepts his contract. But we're going to trade that money, so that doesn't really even count. We got to get Javier Baez off the team. He was going to be the rental for us, but he got injured. He wasn't good. It wasn't what we anticipated. If he wouldn't have gotten injured, maybe he would have been a factor, and we might have kept him on the team. But having him here, he's eating up too much money, too much budget against him. Ahmad Rosario, he doesn't cost too much. He's got another year of contract. He can play a lot of different positions. He's dropping. He's regressing a little bit, so he's an option. The only problem with trading in the offseason is not many people have contracts this late or this early into free agency, so we have to wait. But I don't think we can wait because of the fact that we don't have much money to sign anybody if we do want to sign people. Obviously, we're not going to get Wander Franco for Javier Baez. They know better than that. But Ahmad Rosario, few years younger, definitely cheaper, would be saving us some money in the long run. We'd have to give somebody back. I think for now, Ahmad Rosario is the best option because of the lack of shortstop options, because there's not many people that have contracts. So all the people that I would be interested in, they're all out of contract, except for Wander Franco, but I can't get Wander Franco. We've already tried that. So, and Dansby Swanson would be cool in Oakland, but he's just not really worth it, I don't think. Ahmad Rosario is probably the best option we have, given what's available. So we will try to figure this out. Who do we give up in return? Is this where we throw in Ronnie Dawson? We can't because he doesn't have a contract. A lot of our guys here don't have contracts. That's right. Let's give Greg, and can I throw that closing pitcher. So if I give Greg Kimponeris and Larry Westbrook, that puts the deal through. So we're going to send that to the Braves, trading with the team that beat us. Now we have Ahmad Rosario. They have Javi Baez under contract. They have a lot of money because because nobody's under contract for them. If we go to their team, they have not many people under contract. They got a lot of work to do this offseason. And the guys they do have under contract are expensive. All right, so we make the trade for Ahmad Rosario. That frees up some money. We have to figure out what we want to do with Eloy Jimenez as well. And Joey Votto still didn't retire. Votto, why didn't you retire? You're costing me $7 million a year. You're not retiring. Just call it a career. My God, Joey. I also think that we should move on from Nick Senzel because Jay Allen's ready to play. He's at same overall, better potential, and super young. So he's ready to play. It's his time. He'll be the backup to Alek Thomas. So it's his time to go. What could we use? Maybe a closing pitcher? Is there a closing pitcher that's under contract that we could get for Nick Senzel? Emmanuel Clase? Hello. He had 14 saves. He must have got hurt or something this year. He's coming off a bad year. That might be why they're a little down on him. All right, I'm here for it. And we throw in Alexis Diaz because I'm not feeling Alexis Diaz. Plus we have another year of contract on Lucas Sims. To get Emmanuel Clase, who's 27 years old, thank you very much. I will deal with that. I mean, he's coming off of a bad year. That might be why he's valued pretty low. But Nick Senzel heads up to Cleveland to be their backup center fielder unless they don't bring back George Valera, which would be awesome. I'd love to see that. They don't bring him back. But Emmanuel Clase will be our starting closing pitcher. He will be our closing pitcher, our number one. But I don't think they're going to not sign George Valera. So next up on the docket is to figure out where else we can free up money. And that is Eloy Jimenez can free up money. Bummer can free up money. I definitely was not feeling Bummer towards the end of the season. So Aaron Bummer definitely can be a guy that is expendable. It just has to be the right deal. And I definitely want to try and get a relief pitcher back for him. But it's not a lot of options out here. I mean, there's a guy like Junior Santos. But is he really worth it at that point? We could get him, but I don't know if that's really a great deal. I kind of wanted to get a guy that's established, but all the established guys are in free agency. We could get like Alex Reyes or Jordan Hicks, but 51 saves for Alex Reyes is crazy. That's a lot of money for Alex Reyes. He's still got 2 more years of control. Jordan Hicks had a good year, 5-1, 3 saves, a 2.59 ERA, a 1.13 WHIP. Jordan Hicks had a good year. Could I get the both of them? Now I'm trying to get a little crazy here. Unfortunately, TJ Antone is another guy that I would be willing to move on from, but he's not under contract either. Okay, what do we do here? All these guys I want to keep around, I feel like. Although Nick Lodolo helps it get through. Is Nick Lodolo really going to be anything for us? I mean, we've got Jackson Jobe here, who's already younger and better than Nick Lodolo. And they cost about the same. Is Lodolo really going to be anything? I don't know. We've got guys in the farm system like Luis Castilla who could still develop. Cleveland Robles. I mean, Justin Dunn's already pretty good. Our farm system is, in terms of starting pitchers, isn't amazing, but we have some options. Mark Polito's also pretty good. For 2 really good, solid relief pitchers, might have to be the option. Because our bullpen's looking pretty weak. All we've got is Patino under contract right now, and I'm probably not going to bring back TJ Antone, or if I do, it's another sign and trade like Josh Bell. We could get 2 really solid relief pitchers that could help us out for a guy that I don't think would matter too much. I just realized that these are 2 Cardinal pitchers that are on the Dodgers. I thought we were on the Cardinals, but we're on the Dodgers right now. And the Dodgers, as of right now, don't have any starting pitchers under contract. Dustin May needs a contract. They'll get him re-signed. So they could use Nick Lodolo. And obviously they could use Bummer as well. I think I'm going to do this deal. Nick Lodolo is not going to be the guy that we think he's going to be. I do hate seeing him in a Dodger uniform, that's for sure. But they get a good pitcher, and we get 2 really solid relief pitchers that we can count on. So that's some more money freed up. A little bit more money freed up, I should say. And if we go to, if I could actually get to it, if we go to the budget now, we have $43 million. Who else is expendable at this point? Who else is expendable? I guess the only other guy is Jimenez. And maybe Ahmed Rosario once we get... Because Rosario's not guaranteed to be the starting shortstop. He's just here because we needed to get that money off the books of Javi Baez, the 23+. So he's not safe. And Eloy's not safe either. But I just don't think that this early into free agency, there's not enough value in left field for me to pull the trigger on anything. I don't think there is. With the people that are under contract, we can't get Yordan. Jesse Winker, we could get Jesse back. I don't think that's a good idea. Ian Happ, he's 30 now. Schwarber's old. Yeah, see, like, just the value is not here right now, so we might have to wait a little bit. Yeah, we just circle back to these guys. We could get Giancarlo Stanton, who had 44 home runs, 108 RBIs, but he's 35 at this point. That's a lot of money for a 35-year-old. Not going to do that. We could get this guy, Chase DeLauter, from the Guardians. 23-year-old guy, but I don't think that's really the deal that we need to go for. So I think we just hold off right now. We made some interesting trades. We need to offer arbitration to Casey Mize. I'm fine with that. And to Cutter Coffee. I'm not going to offer to TJ Antone. So we'll offer that to those guys. We need to tender these contracts as well. So I'm going to do this. And then I will bring you guys back after I get all these guys' contracts tendered. So I'll see you then. Okay, so I've tendered all the contracts. It ended up totaling $30 million out of our available budget of $43 million. But we had to get these guys back not only for depth, but for the fact that we just need these guys back because there are a lot of good players in our farm system. So the arbitration has been offered. The tendered contracts have been offered. Now we can put our focus solely on free agency, knowing what we know now with the available money we have left, which is not a whole lot, which is why I was trying to figure out a way to free up the money to be able to bring in. Because if we could bring in Walker Buehler, that would be the greatest thing ever, especially him coming off of such a fantastic season. I mean, it would just be unbelievable. The only problem is we'd have to probably give up one of our 2 guys, Urias or Ohtani, to be able to make it work. And I don't really want to do that. I don't really think that's a great idea. We could give up Daniel Espino for a pitcher that's not as expensive. Maybe that could be a good idea. There's not a whole lot of pitchers that are under contract already. Is there anybody that's intriguing? Max Meyer, he's only 26. He had a good year for the Marlins, a little high of an ERA, but in 24 games he went 11-6. 3.97, 1.24 whip. I mean, Max Meyer, he is 2 years older, same overall, a little bit cheaper, just a tiny bit cheaper, but he's also under contract for another year, so that's not really freeing up really any money. That'd just be like swapping players, plus we'd have to give somebody back in return. So if there's somebody here that's cheaper, it's hard to be cheaper than $750,000. You're not going to find a lot of really solid pitchers that are great overall that are that cheap, which is why we have a good deal going. It's just a matter of there's a better deal in free agency. There's a better deal in free agency that I don't know what I want to do with. Okay, so let's take a look at what we need. If we take a look at this lineup, who's missing here? Who is this? This is first base. Okay, so we need to put Kevin Biggio here for now, just because we don't have a first baseman that we like yet, or that I like Kevin Biggio, but we don't have a first baseman officially. Where's Biggio at? Is he in the field? Where's Biggio? Oh, he's playing first base already, so this must be DH. Let's just go with like Austin Martin or something there. This isn't what our lineup's going to look like. It just need to fill it out. So we can take a look, get a good look at it. So we've got Casas. His contract is not expensive. We've got Alek Thomas. His contract's not super expensive. Eloy Jimenez is up in the air. Even Kevin Biggio's up in the air now that I think about it. Elliot de Cruz is here to stay. Jonathan India is here to stay. Rick Chapman's here to stay. And Tyler Stevenson is probably here to stay. Although we could definitely use an upgrade there. So maybe a catcher, definitely a first baseman, and maybe a left fielder or an outfielder in general. And then the pitching rotation, I mean, the rotation looks really good. We've got a 97, a 94, and a 90. Plus Casey, if he resigns or if he accepts his arbitration or whatever he is, then he comes back. And then we've got Espino. So, and now we add Jordan Hicks and Alex Reyes to the bullpen. I like the sound of that. We'll have Reyes be in the setup man position along with Lucas Sims, and now we add Clase to the bullpen as well. We've really upped this bullpen, and I'm really happy about it. Really happy about it. Although we're gonna have to figure out what we want to do with Antone because he's not coming back, so we're gonna have to figure out what we want to do there. Is there anybody in our farm system that we could bring up? I mean, we've got Adrian Hernandez, but is he really worth it? We've got Solomon. We don't really have a lot of depth at the bullpen. That's crazy. Not a whole lot of depth at the bullpen spot, which could be something that we factor in here in free agency, where we get somebody that is hopefully cheaper. Let's see. The Yankees are offering contracts. Tyler Maztek, we went after him, or we faced him in the playoffs. I don't want anybody like this low down. I think if I'm gonna get somebody, I'm gonna get somebody up here. Nick Anderson's 34. You're not gonna really find a relief pitcher that's super young. At least not that's in free agency. I think our best option is Jonathan. How do you spell his name, or how do you pronounce his name? Losiaga? Is it Losiaga? Loisiaga? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I apologize. But I think our best option would be to go for him. Maybe not on a 5-year. That's a little crazy, considering he's 35, or he's 30 years old. So we jump into first place on that. That brings us to $37 million. Another closing pitcher. The only reason we would get a closing pitcher is to put them in the bullpen as a relief pitcher, not as a closing pitcher. And I don't think that is the best option because, one, we don't have a lot of money to spread out. Francisco Mejia, 32 home runs, 94 RBIs, hit 281, had his best season as a pro. He's coming off of his best season as a pro. Does he continue that? He's only 29. Does he continue that, or does he start to just like peak? Is that his peak right there? I don't know. First base. Remember, we're bringing back Josh Bell, but that's a possible trade piece. Well, it is a trade piece. He just got to accept his contract. And then we go to second base. I'm fine with who we have at second base, which is Jonathan India. Dylan Moore is 32. Third base, Yohan Moncada's there. Michael Franco. Willy Adames is also very intriguing. He can play second and third base. Willy Adames, only 29. If I could get him a little bit cheaper, then that's a big contract. That is a really, really big contract. Is it worth it? We could start to lower it a little bit, a skosh. He's already not liking it. That puts us way over budget. That's a lot of money for Willy Adames. I don't think I can do that. If he didn't want so much, we could definitely go for it, but he just wants a little bit too much. So right now we only have an offer on the relief pitcher. I gotta throw an offer in on him. That puts us at $72 million. It has us ahead of the Dodgers. But I had to throw an offer. I mean, he's Walker Buehler. He's 30 years old. He's coming off of a Cy Young season at 18-2. I mean, you got to throw an offer on a guy like that, even if you don't have the money. You can make the money. You can create the money if you need to on a guy like that. But I don't think, I mean, even if he accepts, I don't think we'd have the money. We simulate, and we signed Walker Buehler. He accepted our contract. Alex Reyes, oh, they're doing the trade that we did, and there's Emmanuel Clase. Javi Baez, there's that trade too. We just got Walker Buehler. What? I didn't see that coming. Honestly, I didn't. Now we have Walker Buehler on a 7-year contract. Now we really got to figure out what we want to do here. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do. I'm shocked. Carlos Correa signs with the Rays, by the way. I kind of flew by that because I was just completely shocked that we actually signed him to a contract. Walker Buehler is here, coming off of a Cy Young season. Our starting pitchers, if I could get up to it, is now Walker Buehler, Shohei Ohtani, Julio Urias, Hunter Green, and Casey Mize. That is an elite starting 5. That is an elite rotation right there. If it plays out the way that we think it will, then we will be a dominant pitching team. We just need to figure out the hitting. We just need to figure out the hitting now. Simulate a few days into free agency. Just a couple re-signs so far. Pete Alonso signs a 7-year, $88 million deal with the Brewers. So we'll be seeing him for 7 seasons. That's not what I wanted to see. The Braves also re-sign Jacob deGrom, so he's back. The Orioles are in on Shane Bieber. Nobody's in on Corbin Burns. Nobody's in on Brandon Woodruff. Is anybody else in on Losiaga? There's a few guys in on them, a few teams. Are we getting these contracts tendered? Yeah, everybody's accepted who I've offered except for Scoble and Patterson. So that leaves... What does that leave? That leaves $8 million in the budget. Man. This is wild. Got to move Votto up to the majors. He's going to be in the majors until he retires. I don't know why he wants to stay playing. He's not good anymore. He's really hurting us. But he's Joey Votto. We can't just let him go. What kind of general manager would I be if I let the all-time... He's Mr. Red. What would I be if I let him go? Is there more guys signed to contracts now to give us more options in left field? Because getting rid of Eloy... I mean, we don't have to get rid of him. I'm saying this... I'm like pushing it like we have to get rid of him. We don't have to trade Eloy Jimenez. Alex Ramirez. Who are you? 87 games for the Mets, 16 home runs. He's got good power and contact, decently fast. I'm intrigued by you, but they want a lot for him. They value him very highly because he's young and good. I understand why they value him very highly. But if we give you back, they don't value anything like in left field like that. Ronnie Dawson didn't accept because we didn't offer. I don't think I offered Ronnie Dawson. All right, we might have to just not pull the trigger on Alex Ramirez, even though he looks like an absolute animal. There's Christian Yelich. It would be nice to get him out of Milwaukee, but for $23 million, that's a dumb idea. That is a very, very dumb idea. Not a good one. Alec Burleson, not worth it. Jock Peterson, Benintendi, Connor Joe, Austin Hayes. Christian Vaquero also looks really good, but he's not under contract yet. They didn't bring him back. Stanton. We've got Chase DeLauder. We took a look at him. He doesn't look as good as Ramirez does. And Ramirez was younger. Man, this Alex Ramirez guy is throwing me for a loop here. He looks really good. We'd have to give up maybe one of our shortstops. No, they don't really value anybody there. What about Carter Keyboom? Cam Collier is going to be up in the big leagues this year. What about anyone down here? And they kind of like Jerome Schneider. Okay, we'll keep him in there, saying if we can build something else. Tyler Callahan. Jeffrey Martinez, Leonardo Jimenez, Tanner Scoble can't bring him or can't do it because he's not signed. None of the first basemen. Obviously, Carter Jensen gets it through, but we don't want to give up Carter Jensen. Hernandez, man, I don't think we have the pieces. I mean, Daniel Espino, I don't want to do that. That'd be a dumb idea. Josh Winder doesn't get it done. I was really hoping one of these younger pitchers got it done, but it doesn't look like any of them do. Obviously, like Walker Buehler. Oh, Walker Buehler didn't even get it done because they can't move it, but Shohei gets it done. Casas doesn't even get it done. Neither does Martin, Kevin Biggio, Encarnacion, Juan Santana. I don't think we have the pieces. I don't think we have the pieces to push it through for Ramirez. But Alex Ramirez would be really, really cool to get. But it doesn't look like anybody that I'm willing to give away pushes it through. I'm not willing to give away Rex Chapman. And nobody else gets her done. Not even Sal Stewart gets her done. Leo Bravo doesn't even do it. Kids it close. What about if I pulled Schneider? Is there another combination of guys? Callahan doesn't get it done. There's got to be a combination here that they like. Solomon, Patino doesn't do it. There's no relief pitcher that they like. Is there Cleveland Robles, Josh Winder, Murphy, San Martin doesn't get it done. Come on, there's got to be somebody here with this combination that you like. It's so close. It like pushes it to the end. It just doesn't get it all the way done. This is so crazy. It's so close. Not even Ahmed Rosario pushes it through. Keyboom, Schneider, nothing. Okay. We might have to just scrap that idea. Is there a right fielder that we could just play in left field, like turn him into a left fielder? Maybe that's a better option. Here, let me go back and put Jimenez in the trade piece. Kyle Tucker doesn't have a contract. Julio Rodriguez doesn't even have a contract. He's up to a 96, by the way. Julio Rodriguez looks like a stud. Ronald Acuna, too valuable. Starling Marte. Juan Soto just re-signed a contract, but he is too expensive. Seiya Suzuki's 30 years old. Max Kepler, Dylan Carlson, JJ Bleday, back to Bryce Harper, but Bryce Harper's too expensive. No, it doesn't look like there's a right fielder because Castellanos is too expensive as well. Is there a center fielder that we could turn into a left fielder? Again, I'm trying to make this as cheap as possible, but I don't think I'm finding anything that I'm liking. We might need to just hold on to Eloy Jimenez until everybody gets contracts or more people get contracts, but I don't want to wait too long because then the free agency pool gets dried up and there might be somebody. So Josh Bell has accepted his qualifying offer. Perfect, Josh. Thank you. Now we are in the negative, but we are not going to keep Josh Bell. Josh Bell was legit only here to get sign and trade. So now we have to trade Josh Bell. But that was the goal the entire time. Like that was what we were going to do. That's why we signed him to the contract, because I wanted to get the value for him. And we can't go for somebody. No, we can't do that. Oh, wow. They don't... Oh. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a problem here. We can't trade Josh Bell immediately because I'm doing the whole, thing, and it's not working. Let me try to throw somebody in the deal. We can't trade for anybody there. All these first basemen are so expensive. Why are all the first basemen so expensive? You see, if I try to trade for CJ Cron, it goes So there's basically no value in the trade. Like, Josh Bell is basically not even here. Ronald Guzman, KJ Harrison, Miguel Sano. All the first. I thought more first basemen would be under contract, but I guess they're not. It's kind of a bummer. What do we do? It's nice to see Spencer Torkelson developing into a really good player. If he was under contract, maybe we go for him. I think we just have to wait. And with us waiting, that means that Josh Bell, or that means that we have to get rid of Eloy Jimenez. And that doesn't even free up all the money. We're negative $11 million, which means we can't afford that relief pitcher. What do we do? Because I guess we don't need the relief pitcher anymore. Because we got Alex Reyes and Jordan Hicks. But Kevin Biggio, who I have talked about, is possibly not safe. Is there like a young player that's like that's like cheaper? Oscar Colas. All the young players are not under contract right now. It kind of sucks. Is there a center fielder that's young that's under contract? Drew Jones. He's young and under contract. And he's cheap. But he's not very easy to get. He's going to be very, very hard to trade for. But if I send them Jose Torres and give them... Not Cutter Coffee. Reese Hines puts it through. Is there anybody else? Scoble, Martinez. Callahan gets it done. Callahan's 24. Scoble's probably the better option. Leo Bravo gets it done. Do I like Leo Bravo? I don't even know. I don't really know if I like him or not. All right, so we at least have more options to get Drew Jones. Is there a pitcher that they like? Not really. Michael Ciani, no. So we know that we could get rid of Reese Hines. Do I want to get rid of Reese Hines, though? Probably not. He's very, very valuable. Who else was it? Was it Callahan? Tyler Callahan is probably going to have to get moved. To get a guy like Drew Jones? Yeah, probably. Is there another guy that they like, or that they have that we like? Fred Gatlin. He's another closing pitcher, but Callahan at that point doesn't get it through, so it's probably not worth it. I think we just go for Drew Jones here. Biggio, Torres, and Callahan. For Drew Jones. I'll do the deal. That gives us another center fielder that is good, but he can also play out other outfield positions. Like, he could play left field if we end up not getting a left fielder that we like. Which means now, who else is a guy that's in the air? So if we go to the budget, Josh Bell, obviously, but we can't trade him right now. Ahmed Rosario, we need to look at shortstop. I forgot about that. Ahmed Rosario, we need to figure out what we want to do there. Is there a shortstop that is signed to a contract now that's cheap and that's still good? Colson Montgomery looks like he has good stats. I don't really know who he is. We'd have to give up more for him. Of course we would. There's no Elvi Marte. We could get him back and more from the Tigers. Did he have a good season after he left? Had basically the same kind of season he had with us. Not as many guys are signed again. A few guys are, but not as many as I was hoping. Got this top 50 prospect. This is tough. Trying to work the budget. Trying to work the budget is tough. Xander Bogaerts we can't afford. Franco we can't afford. We've already tried. We wouldn't have been able to get him if we could afford him. Maybe we just bring back Noelvi Marte. Plus, I mean, we can get something else for it. Or something else with him. Maybe we bring back Noelvi for right now. He could also be a trade piece later. I'm not saying that he's safe. Eddie Freehan. We could get him. We could also get Gregory Soto, but he is too expensive. So if we're going to get somebody, it's got to be somebody that's cheap. But I really want to increase the value that we can get. So maybe there's a pitcher down here that's not expensive but still good. Still got good potential. Mariano Villarreal. Doesn't look amazing, but he doesn't look bad either. I think it's just that catcher, Eddie Freehan. He's only 22, 64 overall, and he's going up. Ahmed Rosario for the both of them. So basically, we just swapped back for Noelvi Marte, but he's not safe. We just needed to free up a little bit of money so we weren't in the negative. I don't want to be in the red. Definitely don't want to be in the red. So the Reds can no longer afford the contract of Jonathan Luciago. Yeah, I figured we wouldn't be able to. All right, we still have to be able to afford the arbitration for like Casey Mize and stuff, which is why I want to trade for one of those guys. I don't think we're going to be able to get Luciago, so we're going to have to let him go. We're just going to have to do those battles, so we have to figure out the 40-man roster now. How many guys do we have on it? Okay, so we have some room to put some guys on the roster. Who do I want? Reese Hines. Would he get taken? He probably would. I got to make sure that the guys on the AAA roster are on there. So everybody here I care about. Cleveland Robes, I'd like to have him on the 40-man because we have a spot for him. Leonardo Jimenez. That's good. So that's 38 guys. Nobody else here. Eddie Freehan, I'd put him on there just because we just got him. That's 39 guys. So we have one spot remaining, and it's probably going to be Reese Hines. Because I feel like out of everybody, he'd be the one that gets taken in the Rule 5 draft. So let's put Reese Hines on the 40-man. So that's all 40 guys on there. Everybody that I feel needs to be on there is on there. And I think we have room for one more guy in the actual roster. So this is where Cam Collier gets to get called up to the big league club because he's going to start. He's going to get an invite to spring training, obviously, but he's going to probably make the team unless he has just a really bad spring training. Today's the last day to offer salary arbitration. I've already offered it to those guys. We just got to make sure that we have the money. So it looks like a lot of players are just re-signing right now. A lot of players are just re-signing. How's free agency looking? Ooh, okay, there's all the arbitration for those guys. Reds are currently over their budget and will be unwilling free agents. Okay, so, yeah, I understand. Who's our negotiation, though? Oh, we don't have any offers. They're talking about the guys that we have in the arbitration stuff, I'm guessing. Which is why we're still trying to trade Eloy Jimenez. Just trying to figure out, is there now somebody, maybe now that we've traded or we've simulated a few more days, is there more guys that have signed contracts? Colin Barber. Colin Barber could be an option. There's Jesse Winker. Ian Happ, no. There's Alex Ramirez again. This dude is just, he keeps popping up. He really does keep popping up. And I'm very intrigued by him. I am very, very intrigued by Alex Ramirez. Not only because he's cheap, but because he looks really cool. Like, he looks really good. Is there a world where we can get him? With the pieces that we've added? I don't think that there is. Unless we'd give up somebody crazy like Rick Chapman, which I'm not willing to do. Leo Bravo, I guess, is somebody that I'd be... You could persuade me. You could talk me into it. We don't really need Ray Valencia anymore, even though we drafted him. Because now we have Eddie Freehan, who doesn't even get it done. So maybe Leo Bravo's not the guy. Is there a combination that gets it done? I don't think there is, if we're being totally honest. I don't think that not even Jackson Jobe gets it done. I thought for sure he would be the one. None of these starting pitchers are anybody they're interested in, unfortunately. Which means it either has to be somebody that I'm not willing to give up, or we're not going to get it done. Which sucks, because I really feel like Alex Ramirez is a guy that would really, really help us. He's young, he's good, and he's a really good option. But we'll have to move on and see if we can figure out another player. Is there another player besides Eloy Jimenez who is expensive? Or not super expensive, like Tristan Casas? Did he really even do much for us last year? Probably not. 17 home runs, 50 RBIs. There's probably better options out there than Casas. There's Kevin Biggio, Santander, Teoscar Hernandez. Not a lot of people under contract right now. Really wish Julio Rodriguez was. I would definitely try to go for him, that is for sure. Seiya Suzuki's too expensive. Man, all these right fielders are so expensive. And the ones that are under contract and aren't super expensive aren't great. Man, I don't know what to do. This is a tough spot to be in. Starling Marte's on waivers. This is a tough spot to be in where we're trying to work this money, this budget, but the people we're trying to trade for aren't under contract yet. Once we get Josh Bell's $19 million off the books, it's gonna free up so much. Has there been a free agent that's signed or that's gone back to their team now? More options? Are we getting more options at first base? Not really. The options we have aren't great. There's got to be somebody. He looks okay. He's not big league ready, obviously. Man, there is nobody signed. See, we're just in a tough spot because nobody's signed. All players must have tender contracts. I think all the tender contracts that I want to sign, yeah, I don't want to bring any of these guys back, and we can't even afford them if we wanted to, but I don't want to bring those guys back, so we can move on with those guys. Brandon Woodruff signs a 3-year deal with the Tigers. Max Fried goes to the Brewers. Great, so we'll see him again. Shane Bieber signs a 10-year, $316 million deal with the Orioles. That's crazy. Willie Adames goes to the Cubs. Man, the division is getting tough. Danny Jansen to the Diamondbacks. Brandon Lau to the Cardinals. Why is our division getting so tough? I don't like it. Our division is getting so much stronger. Here's the Rule 5 draft. And the Cardinals got him of all teams, of course. The guy that we were looking to pick up and just didn't have the money. Of course, he gets picked up by the Cardinals. That makes total sense. DJ LeMahieu, he's dropping. He's super old. He's really the only guy that I'd be intrigued by. Luis Escobar, what's his stats look like? He's got decent stuff. He's only a 66, though. If he was a higher overall with that potential, like if he was in the 70s, I'd probably pick him up. But the fact that he's a 66 and he has to be on the... There's Aristides Aquino. The fact that he'd have to be on our main roster, I don't want that at 66 overall. If he was like a 73 or something, maybe I could make it work, but not that. We're not going to sign anybody. Or we're not going to make any moves. Just simulate through the draft, simulate through free agency. Zach Wheeler signs with the Astros, so the champ's getting stronger. Ryan Helsley goes to the Nationals from the Cardinals. And we are still waiting on these guys, but maybe, just maybe, now that there's Freddie Peralta to the Phillies, Nathan Eovaldi to the Astros, maybe, just maybe, the the trade pool is a little bit better with these guys, because now we are going to have to make some moves. Eugenio Suarez, Rangers signs some people. Francisco Mejia signs the Yankees on a 5-year deal. And now we are basically to... Mike Soroka still hasn't signed with anybody. We are basically to the time when those arbitration deals are up. So I'm hoping that people have their contracts in the books, because we are going to have to make some money open up. And it looks like a lot of people have signed, so that's good. Not a lot of the big name guys, but we're not really going for a big name guy at this point. Vinny Pasquantino. Didn't we play against him? I feel like we did. He's not under contract either. Is there a guy here who's young, cheap, and we can make something happen with? Because that's the goal. That is the goal. Come on. Why is nobody signed? Free agents, or it's basically the offseason's over at this point. Nobody's signing their contracts yet. Why is everybody waiting so long? Rhys Hoskins even is probably too much money. Not worth it. Dustin Harris has really good power versus righties. Wow. And good speed. 80 speed for a first baseman. Oh, because he can play outfield too. I'm intrigued by him. So we'll go back to the Guardians. Is there anybody else? Ivan Melendez. He's got more well-rounded power. Evan White. I'm intrigued by that guy. What's his name? Dustin Harris. We'll have to throw somebody back, like Leo Bravo. Giving up 2 first basemen for 1, probably not the best idea. We have a big-time third base thing, so I'd probably want to do it where we only have to give back 1 player. And I don't know if we have the depth to do that, or the stuff. Is Eddie Freehan? He can play left field. One of these guys can play first base, right? Carter Jensen can. All right, let's just give up Leo Bravo. So Josh Bell goes to the Guardians. Frees up that money. Thank you. There we go. So Josh Bell's headed over there. That's good. And that allows us to be able to afford Casey Mize and the other dude. Soroka signs a deal with the Rockies. Brett Phillips with the Red Sox. Verdugo with the Rockies. There's the trade for Josh Bell. It doesn't even have what's his face in the deal. Here was the arbitration for Cutter Coffee. They sided with us, so we're paying him $900,000, and they sided with Mize, so we're paying him $4 million or $4.4 million. So okay, at least we could afford that. That was a big deal to get done, that Josh Bell deal. So now the rotation is established. It's figured out. And we are left with $13.8 million. But that is not including the money that we hopefully save in the Eloy Jimenez deal. And the Noelvi Marte deal. Because Noelvi Marte is not staying, I don't think. If we can continue to simulate here, basically we are at the end of the offseason. So hopefully everybody's signed where they want to sign. Yeah, it looks like everybody's gotten contract offers. Austin Hayes had a decent season, not really worth it though. Christian Vaquero, he signed his contract. We'd have to give up a lot more for him. Randy Arozarena. Austin Meadows. If Austin Meadows was faster, I would definitely go for him, but he's just not fast enough. I mean, Eloy Jimenez isn't fast enough. He's got 58 speed. I'd like to get a left fielder I can trust to make the plays. And we just come back to Alex Ramirez again. He's going to haunt my dreams, isn't he? He is going to haunt my dreams. Who's this guy? Garrett Mitchell, 26-year-old, 80 potential or 80 overall from the Brewers. I mean, that'd be a little bit of a downgrade, obviously. Tyler O'Neill. Whoa. We can get Tyler O'Neill straight up. Plus more? Okay. Is this like a glitch or something? Because I can get one of these starting pitchers. Or maybe I can get... Whoa, what is going on here? Do I take... What? Genesis Cabrera? I have no idea what's happening right now. Why can't I get these guys? I think something's glitching out, but I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to take advantage of it if I can. Who else can I get? Who else can I get? I can get Sean Chavis. I wouldn't even have to give up anything. Can't get Dylan Carlson. I want one of these pitchers, probably. Let me get the better one, Robbie Martins. He's younger and a little bit better already, so I don't know. Let me just throw in a guy. Who do I not want? I don't know, Shane Rodriguez? Victor Acosta. I don't really have a lot of depth in the outfield. I probably shouldn't throw anybody. I have a lot of third basemen, so probably should be one of these guys. But none of them get it done unless we just throw in Shane Rodriguez and then we throw in Aaron Franco, maybe? No, because we're going to need a closing pitcher in there. We don't have a lot of relief pitcher depth, but we have a lot of starting pitcher depth, so we could probably just toss one of these guys back, like John Murphy. I don't know why this is going through, but I'm not going to complain about it. We save a little bit of money with the Tyler O'Neill. Plus, Tyler O'Neill probably has a lot more value than Eloy Jimenez. And Tyler O'Neill's contract is just renewed. I'm not going to complain about it. We get that relief pitcher that we wanted in Jonathan Losiago. I think is how you say his name. I have no idea. So that helps out the bullpen. The bullpen looks amazing, by the way. With Daniel Espino in there, too. The bullpen looks amazing. And now the bench looks pretty good, too. Although there probably is the one fact of trading Noelvi Marte for a big-time shortstop. Anthony Volpe. Can't afford him from the Yankees. Or Volpe. I think it's Volpe. No, we're not going to be able to get him. Wander Franco, can't get him. Bo Bichette, can't get him. Colson Montgomery, can't get him. Gabriel Arias, can possibly get him. Think about that one. Royce Lewis. Dansby Swanson. Khalil Watson would be awesome, but he's not an option. Ronnie Mauricio would be sick. Bryson Stott. Brady House. Why are all these shortstops so valuable? Stop being valuable. Jordan Lawler. Gavin Lux, can't get him. I kind of want Marco Luciano. Or I want the Mets starting shortstop, or second, Ronnie Mauricio. I want either one of these guys, probably. Is this where we give up Tristan Casas? Because Drew Jones is probably going to play, although I don't know if Drew Jones should play right field or not. I don't think we can value. He's too valuable, probably. There's Willie Adames, but we can't afford him. O'Neal Cruz. Man, Noelvi Marte really has no value, does he? I was hoping he'd have a little bit of value. But he has, like, no value at all. Gunnar Henderson. B potential, 84 overall, 23 years old. So we'd be gaining 4 overall, but we'd be losing potential. There's Jackson Holiday. former first round or first overall pick, I think. Obviously, Anthony Volpe is the option here. And maybe we just throw in Daniel Espino because he is not really needed anymore now that we have the bullpen the way that we have it. Although it would be awesome to have him in the bullpen. Is there even another option or another player that pushes this through? Because I have a bad feeling that there isn't. Got a bad feeling there isn't. At least somebody that I'm willing to trade. It doesn't look like it. Out of the people that I'm willing to trade, doesn't look like it. So Volpe is off the table for now. Is there a suggested trade? They want... Oh, wait. Let me put Volpe in the trade. So no trades are found. What if I just take Marte off the deal? They want Jay Allen, Cam Collier, and Vladimir Herrera for Anthony Volpe. I mean, he's worth it, but it's probably not worth it the same. Now they want Shohei and Tristan Casas. Now you're getting out of hand there. What about if I throw in prospects? No. What about if I just throw MLB Ready? Jay Allen, Ellie De La Cruz, Cheese. They are asking for the moon for these guys, or for this guy. Jay Allen, Edwin Arroyo. I don't think there's a combination of players that I'd be happy with. I don't think there's a combination. I think we're just going to end the video here. We'll go into spring training. We will go into spring training with the roster that we have. We did sign Walker Buehler, which is an absolute amazing deal. In the fact that he's the defending Cy Young winner for the American League, or for the National League, I mean. So he comes over here. We have an amazing pitching staff. Fantastic pitching staff. Our lineup is in need of some work, which is what I'm trying to figure out. But we are still in the process of figuring things out. We are still in the process of figuring things out. And it looks like Votto is going to get the nod at first base for right now. Until I can put together a first baseman that is better in terms of overall. All right, but I know this is a little bit of a long off-season episode, but I was just trying to figure out all those trades. I hope you guys did enjoy it. All my links are down below in the description if you want to go check out anything like that. Thank you guys for stopping by. The next episode will be the spring training highlights and all that good stuff. So, and don't be surprised if I open up the spring training highlights next episode with like talking about trades that I made off camera, because I'm definitely going to be looking more off camera for different options, and I may end up doing some of them. So don't be surprised if you open up the next video and we're talking about trades that I made off camera, including Noelvi Marte, maybe even Tristan Casas, Daniel Espino, guys like that we've been trying to move. Definitely could get moved in spring training. So don't be shocked, but that is going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. A little bit of a longer one, over an hour. I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, check out my other stuff in the links down below in the description, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.